Hello folks. Well, a couple of months ago, in fact you'll see in my videos an unboxing for this. That is an Akaso V50 Pro. There you see my light there. And I didn't really do a review at the time. I kind of fired it up and hooked it up and used it up as a webcam, a direct input into OBS, but I should have gotten a memory card for it and done a test for it, because I would have seen that this camera has an issue. And I hooked it up direct. At the time I hooked it up direct to USB and straight into OBS, and lo and behold it seemed to work just fine, so I didn't worry about it. I threw it back in the box, and that was it. But then I got a memory card for it and started testing it, and looking at the video I started to notice an issue. I really should have done the test as soon as I got it. Went out, got the memory card and tested it, but I didn't, so I was past the return window for it. And even though Akaso's tech people were really good and they gave me a percentage of a refund on it and said keep the camera, I would have at least hoped they would have said, hey, send it back in for warranty service, but they didn't. And you'll see in the clips that I'm about to show you what the issue is. This first clip is taken at 4K 30 frames per second. You can see it looks relatively normal, other than the fact that there's a great mess everywhere you look. And in here, if I darken the lens, you can see that lo and behold there's little spots that appear quickly from time to time in the frame. If you look fast enough you'll see them. This is quite annoying, but when reduced to 1080p it more or less disappears and it's hard to see. But there's more. This clip was again taken at 4K 30 frames per second, and it looks pretty decent here at 4K. There is really none of the little dots moving real fast, although if you were to kind of cock your head and look in some of the darker areas you'd probably see them appear and disappear. But 4K is not bad as long as you're not looking at a dark surface, or you're in a sort of a darkened area or a darker area and you're about to see that. And here you can occasionally see the little white spots appear and disappear. This next clip is at what Akaso lists as 2.7K 30, which is 2716 by 1524. The pixels start to become a little bit more obvious. You can actually, if you watch in a dark surface, particularly the connectors, which are black, and the calculator surface, which is black, you will actually see them, but here they're a little bit more obvious. And they start to get a little bit more annoying as you go down in resolution. And now is where the problem gets to be a wee tad more annoying. If you look even in the area of the blue W, and particularly into the darks again, you will start to notice the dots there, but this time it's stationary. It doesn't move anywhere. And once we get into where I black out the screen again, you will see it obviously. Right there are two dots stationary roughly in the middle of the video. But it gets weirder after this. So now here's where it gets weird. The camera is connected directly to the computer through the USB cord, which restricts me to 1080p at max, which is not a big issue, and I don't have an HD cable to test it with right now or a capture card to show you. But what we are seeing is no dots at 1080p, which is the worst on the card, and there is no obvious sign of dots. What is up with that? So has anybody else run into this little issue or something even remotely similar? How did you solve it other than by sending the camera back to be repaired? Let me know, and I'll let you know what happens. Who knows, maybe I will simply use this at 1080p on a cable. Jamata.